Hi guys, Mons here. On today's episode of All About with Mons, I'm going to go through the Game 5 of the NBA Finals between the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. As usual, just a quick thank you to everyone who subscribed so far. I appreciate all the support. If you haven't subscribed and you find yourself on my page or on this channel watching this video, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button at the bottom of the video. Thank you very much. So let's get right into it. So Game 5 was a brilliant game to watch. I felt this was the most this is the game I anticipated the most. That was going to be the most intense game of this NBA Finals, because the level was drawn 2-2. It could have gone either way so far. However, it's been 2-2. It's been a great finals. Like I said, it's one of the best finals I've watched in a very long time. I know the NBA viewer rate might not say so, but this is one of the most level in terms of abilities of both teams. The abilities of both teams. I think this is one of the best finals I've watched, and one of the most competitive finals I've watched in a very long time. The last competitive NBA finals was between the Suns and the Bucks. The one that Giannis came back and won, which was fantastic. Ever since then, it's been all one-sided. All the finals since then. And before that, it was a 2016 one with LeBron versus Steph Curry when they came back from 3-1 down to win. So, like I said, the NBA's rate might not speak highly of these finals, but as a basketball junkie, as a basketball fan, this is one of my favorite. This has been one of my favorite finals to watch in a very long time. So to start the game, I felt after game 4, when the OKC Thunder came back and win, I felt this game was going to go to 7 games, and I felt the Thunders were going to win in 7 games. And in game 5, OKC being at home in Oklahoma, I felt OKC were always going to win in this game, and that's how it panned out to be. At the start of the game, it was a very good game to start. It was a very high-paced game. However, I felt the Thunders came out with more fire, and they felt that it seemed like they wanted to win the game more. And as you can see, when they started off, they were all gone blazing from the start. The defense was unbelievable. They got Pacers out rhythm early on, and you can tell HALIBURTON wasn't feeling himself, and after the game it came out that he had a calf strain, which obviously explained why he played very poor in my opinion. But credit to the Thunders. I felt they played brilliantly no matter what the injury report said. Chet Holmgren defense in the first half was amazing. Chet Holmgren is a freak athlete in my opinion. He's a 7-footer who can do what bigs do in terms of guarding the paint, guarding the basket, and he can also go out on the perimeter and also guard the small guards and play good defense on the perimeter. It was amazing to watch him, and as seeing him as a young player and one of the rising star in the NBA. It's great to see him actually perform well in an NBA Finals. So I can imagine next game I can see him, as you see with young players, they're very up and down in NBA Finals. On the road, I don't see Chet doing well in game 6 on the road in Indiana. But let's keep on this topic on game 5. He was brilliant. It was brilliant. He might not have scored as many points. He might not have got the double-double he's gotten so far. But defensively, he was amazing. Guarding the paint, protecting the basket, and also going out on the perimeter to guard Indiana Pacers. Good guards. So, and then Shea had a brilliant start to the game. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's dribble penetration was fantastic in this game. He got the ball, it dribble penetration. However, he would kick it out to one of his teammates and then made a shot. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's dribble penetration was fantastic in this game. He ended up with 31 points and 10 assists, which shows he actually tried to get his teammates involved early. And every time he went to the paint, he'd kick it out rather than look for his own shot. That's a sign of a brilliant leader, in my opinion. And the Pacers had no flow whatsoever to their offense starting off. It was very poor for them, in my opinion. They're a high-paced team, however, they had so many turnovers. Some were forced and some were unforced. But credit to OKC, they played brilliant defense from the get-go. And like I said before the final, I thought Jalen Williams will be. Like I said before the finals, I thought Jalen Williams would be important in this finals if OKC were to go ahead and win it. He was fantastic. He's a brilliant complementary star. Jalen Williams is a brilliant complementary star to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, in my opinion. It's like watching. I know Shea Gilgeous is not as good as Michael Jordan, but basically it's like watching MJ and Scottie Pippen go at it, because Jalen Williams is good going offensively and is also good defensively. Jalen Williams normally He's a long defender. He picks up on one of the good offensive players from the other team. He's a good rebounder. He can pass the ball. He can do just about anything on the basketball field, which is fantastic. You need players like that if you're to win a championship. He's the second most important player on this team, and he delivered on when they needed him in this game. He was fantastic. Credit to him, and also a very telling stats about how good he's been in this final. Jalen Williams, I think he's the 5th player to have 25 or more points in 3 straight NBA Finals game before the age of 25. Dwayne Wade was one of them. Shaq was the other one. Kevin Durant, of course, and Kyrie Irving was. They were the 4 that had 25 or more straight points in 3 straight games in the NBA Finals before turning 25, which is a great stat in my opinion. That shows how far Jalen Williams has come in terms of development in this league, in my opinion. And also, what I would say, the Pacers weren't great. However, Siakam did his best to keep them going offensively. I thought they shot poorly. I thought they rushed everything that they were doing on the night. It seemed like they were nervous, or they didn't trust in their ability that's gotten them to the finals so far, which is very disappointing if you're a Pacers fan. I felt one of the bright spots in the game was TJ McConnell. He came off the bench, done his usual TJ McConnell minutes. He gave you great minutes. He gave you good, decent points, rebound, and intensity, and eventually brought them back into the game late on. Like, the Pacers were still, for how poor the Pacers played, they were still in the game with about 6 to 7 minutes left in the 4th quarter. They got the lead down to as small as 2 points late on. However, the last 3 minutes of defense from OKC Thunders was fantastic. Like we all know, defense wins championship. If you're a great defensive team, you will always beat a great offensive team, in my opinion. You're a great defensive team, you're good offense, you're playing against a team that isn't great defensively, but has great offense. I think championship are won by great defense, and great defense will always be great offense, in my opinion, when it comes to the NBA Finals. I'm really looking forward to game 6 back in Indiana tomorrow night. It's going to be a fantastic occasion. My only worry for the Pacers is, will Haliburton be ready and be fit? If he's ready and fit, but with the calf strain, I don't see him being 100%. So Siakam will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Nembhard will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Ben Mathurin will have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Miles Turner hasn't arrived in this finals offensively, in my opinion. Defensively, he's been pretty good, but offensively, they need Miles Turner to hit a couple of trees, get going, because Haliburton is not going to give you that anymore because of his calf strain injury. And also, one of the main reasons why Shea went off in this game, offensively brilliantly, because Nembhard had his first poor defensive game against him. That's just bound to happen. Shea is a great offensive player. He's an MVP of the league. He's a leading scorer of the league. He's leading the league in points per game and averages per game. That's bound to happen. No knock on Nembhard whatsoever, because he's been fantastic through this playoff. He's been fantastic in the finals as well, guarding Shea. But in this game, I felt he did a poor job. But like I said, no knock on Nembhard whatsoever, because that's bound to happen. You're playing a great offensive player. He's going to get his way, whether you like it or not, in 1 or 2 games. So hopefully next game he can lock Shea up, because I want to see this game go to 7 games. There's nothing better in basketball. And the best 2 words in basketball is Game 7. Honestly, I hope it goes to a Game 7, because if it does, it's going to be a fantastic occasion, and it's going to boost the NBA Finals and the league rating, in my opinion. That's all for today. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, whatever, please leave a comment below. Drop me a like, and also don't forget to click on the subscribe button. I appreciate all the support. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to coming back here maybe 2 or 3 days time to do the review for Game 6, and hopefully we get a Game 7, because Game 7s are fantastic in the NBA Finals. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.